Good morning to you wherever you're watching us. This is The Morning Call and I'm your host Anan Fejani in Congo.
And I am Robert Kodingo. Welcome to this edition of The Morning Call. We're broadcasting live in French and English. And these are some of the stories we are looking at on this edition that we're giving lead to. Gambia will be going for its presidential elections in December. And they have the first female candidate ever in its election history. We have an exclusive on that on this edition of The Morning Call.
The WHO optimistic following a major yellow fever vaccination campaign in the Democratic Republic of Congo and in Angola, with more than 7 million people vaccinated in Kinshasa. We'll find out more from a representative of the WHO later in the program.
Gabon is back to business with lawmakers resuming parliament yesterday after the National Assembly was raised down in Libreville by angry supporters when Ali Omar Bongo was declared winner of the elections. We have those details on our African Journal.
And in the United Kingdom, Brexit still not taking shape. The minister in charge of delivering Brexit, David Davis, was expected right from Monday to officially unveil the government's exit strategy from the European Union, but still no details but confusion. You'll get the details in the international news roundup. And in today's business segment, Stefan Cunha talks about the Inga 3 hydropower project in the DRC, which has been subject of controversy.
Well, before we start this broadcast, and just as you're joining us, Africanews was awarded yesterday by CB News in Paris for the most authoritative, the best launch of a media organization in 2016. We also are glad to share this information with you, and for as part of our audience that you've stuck with us and keep on watching Africanews.
That's pride for the whole channel.
Well, on to our lead story today. Dr. Isatou Touray will be the first lady to contest for the presidency in Gambia this coming December against incumbent President Yahya Jammeh, who is also longing to extend his 20-year rule of the state. Now, on Friday, the tough-talking Isatou called on Yahya Jammeh to leave the presidency for derailing the country, including exiting the Commonwealth community. Now, Jammeh's administration has been accused on several occasions for violating basic human rights laws, and two members of the main UDP opposition party are now languishing in prison for holding protests against the government.
It's time for him to leave, said Isatou Touray on Friday regarding to Yahya Jammeh, who will be seeking a fifth term in the next elections, slated for the 1st of December. She has also vowed to return the country back to the Commonwealth and break the isolation the country was plunged into by President Jammeh, who decreed that Gambia is an Islamic state, hence leaving the community of former British colonies. Joining us on phone is the candidate herself, Isatou Touray. You will also be vying for Gambia's presidency. Do you think you stand a chance?
Chances are very, very high because the people are demanding for change. They have desire for change. I am sure that the people will make the right choices and I'll be the winner. I have no doubts about that. I am ready to fulfill their dreams, to restore democracy, their hopes. I will deal with the issues that people need to address, that is unemployment, respect for the dignity and the personal liberty of the person, strengthen the institutions, and make sure that there are reforms that will abide by the principles of democracy and human rights. And this is what people are looking for, because every person in the Gambia is being abused, hurt, with impunity.
Well, among the measures you would like to implement if you will be elected include restoring the presidential two-term limits. How will you do this?
Of course, in a democracy, you have to sit down with the people and discuss. Of course, it should not be more than 2 terms. This is universally given. Now, those who are abusing those principles seem to have made it like a norm for people to believe that they can go ad infinitum. This is why in Africa we are facing problems. I intend to respect the 2-term limit, and I will work together with the right institutions and the people with the right capacity. I, as an individual, I am only coming for 1 term, and I have a special agenda for that. I'm coming for only 1 term of 5 years in order to be able to bring the reforms that I want, to restore democracy and lift the level playing field for all the political parties. I am an independent candidate. I'm not a political party. I am here to bring hope and facilitate the change that the Gambia needs to get to be respected in the community of nations.
Well, as an anti-FGM activist, the ban on FGM is a strong point, but then President Jammeh passed a law criminalizing the practices. Hasn't he taken the wind out of your sail?
I have been one of the leaders who facilitated the change for the current status quo to accept that it is against the bodily dignity and integrity of the children and women going through a practice that has no basis in our religion and that has health and economic effects. So when I come in, it's going to be one of the, just to clean up. We have almost switched and covered the whole country. That is what resulted in having a law against it. Of course, he wanted to use it as a political score. It's about the human rights of the girl child. So I am telling them to vote en masse to the point that everybody will be asking, how did this happen? Because change is imminent and people want that change, and I am the right answer to that.
Thank you very much, Madame Isatou Touray.